We're here on Not Just Football with Najee Harris. How you doing, brother?
Good. How are you?
How's the body feeling after the first year?
Second
year.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Hey, bro,
the age is showing, not only in the beard, but it's showing in the brain too.
I know that you.
CTE
Come on
is
now.
real.
You have to be good at this right now. This is what you do. This is my
know.
third year. So
Third
my body,
year.
yeah, my third year. My body's fine, man. I feel amazing.
Do you feel the wear and tear of all the reps you
Yeah,
get?
like I heard people say that, and I thought that too going in the league, but nah, man. I think that's just for certain backs, certain people. You know, if you're not built for it,
Yeah.
like you see the bigger backs is lasting longer. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you got Derrick Henry, for instance.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like 10. I think it's his 9th or 10th year. He's still going. I mean, I think it's just how you prepare and how you train in the off season is what matters. You know, if you go in a season not taking care of your body, eating bad, not training, then you're gonna get, and it's gonna be a slower time to recover after games. So I mean, a good a good diet helps you recover faster.
So what do you think a shelf life really looks at for a running back?
I think it's whoever the person is. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to put a shelf life on a certain position. That's like me saying like, how long much more you think you got in you? I say a year. What you think?
Oh.
Exactly. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like somebody gonna say, well, running back, they got, age of 27. What the heck? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like who idea was that? That's y'all's opinion. I think
Right.
it just goes by who the player is. You know what I mean?
So I'm not going to talk about the running back market, but I want to talk about, like, when do you think the shift came for when the shelf life of a running back really started to come in? Because I feel like for years it was like running backs can last long, but like in the last couple of years it kind of changed.
I think so too, man. I don't know. I think it's.
I feel like when Le'Veon came into the situation and then went elsewhere, I started hearing that. But then
I mean, I think that when people start doing their studies a lot,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that they see that when a running back plays this amount of time, then like, I don't know, their bodies. I don't know. To be honest with you, I truthfully don't know because you got guys who played 10 years, like Frank Gore. I mean, he played
Like
all
16
type of,
years.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
played like
16
all
years.
type of years.
Yeah.
You got Agent Peterson. I mean, you got guys who played 10 plus years.
Right.
And I mean, it's just that the majority of them, I don't know. You know, you have some guys who did like 6 years.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's just how you prepare you train yourself. I trained with Frank Gore my senior year of college. I mean, he was still training like he was his rookie year.
For real.
Yeah, I mean, he was looking good. I saw him, LaShawn McCoy do all that stuff training in Miami at Pete Bommarito. So I mean, like, I was looking at him and I was like, man, like these guys are still going.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just how you train yourself, and then social media, and then like you have all these outside people saying that this is where running backs start to decline. So
Yeah.
and it just does nothing but affect us because it's like who are you guys? Y'all never even played. Like
Right.
how are you guys? How can y'all say that off of a position y'all never even played? Y'all just looking at stuff, which I don't.
Well, okay,
It leading to
I
my
mean, you
next
got to go. You got to ask.
So, like, I put out a quote on Twitter, and I was like, Frank Gore is a Hall of Famer, because I'll get the pushback to say he's a compiler. But I'm like, for a guy to play that long and
played so many years that he gets the
he's
stats.
like third in total
He's third all-time
yards.
rushing. He's third all-time rushing.
And so, how do
I
you
mean-
feel? Do you see Frank Gore as a Hall of Famer?
I think so. If we say that, because there's another argument saying like, and I love Jerome, but some people say like, does Jerome belong to be in there? And it was like
Yes.
he's a 5th all-time leading rusher.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't Frank Gore if he's a 3rd all-time leading rusher? But they could say the same thing. Like, I mean, I asked Mike T. I was like, how was Jerome Bettis Hall of Famer? He said you rarely see guys, let's say a power back, play that many years because it's the style of their game.
Yeah.
They're saying like he changed it in a way. He's 5th in all time, and you could say that he's Pat statted in a way, but like you can't say that he's not a Hall of Famer. And like Frank Gore is 100% a Hall of Famer. It'd be crazy if somebody say he's not.
Right.
I never heard that argument.
Yeah.
You made that argument. Somebody said
No,
something.
there have been a lot of people that said, like, he's a compiler, he shouldn't be in. And I'm like,
That's crazy.
He's done it for that long.
Well, it's almost hurting his longevity. It's saying because he was able to play for so long that his stats almost don't count because
You
he
see
played
that,
for
though?
6
So
years.
That's
No,
crazy.
I
That's
agree
crazy
with
to
you.
me.
I hear you on that.
Yeah,
but
but it's just like what a running back though. Like
yeah.
Right.
Sometimes I ask myself like, what is a good year for a running back though?
What
Like,
do you see that as?
Huh?
What do you see that as a good
Well,
year
like
for a
now,
running back?
I don't know what is a good year as a running
You
back.
don't know?
I like
So how would you describe?
like personally, like you
Yeah.
could say like, okay, yeah, you rush for 1,300 yards, 1,200 yards, it's a good year.
Right.
But if you do that, you gotta look at like, okay, well, how many times you get the ball? Well, dang, that's affecting his mileage. So now it's like, well, you have to run the ball to get yards. But it's like, okay, you only get a certain amount of carries. And then if you pass a certain amount of carries, they're gonna say, well, he doesn't have that much mileage on him. It's like, well, who idea was that? Like, my job is to run the ball.
But that's not your only job. You're a receiver, too.
Yeah,
so.
I'm just saying, but, like, you know, if a guy gets a certain amount of carries, that's also bad. But that's what the team, like, that's what they need. That's what they need. Right. So, like, it's like that's what the running back market, and I mean, that's another discussion. It's like, we're the only position that get penalized for what we're doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's kind of affecting us.
But you're expected to do multiple things: catch the football, run the football, block.
Block. That's another thing that people don't see. That's not a stat.
Yeah.
It's blocking.
Yeah.
That's huge. You know what I mean? Like some of these shot plays, deep ball plays, won't get off. You know, if y'all doing double A mugs and all that stuff, and we're going in there and digging it out, and he gets the ball off, or a 6-man protection, and guys come out the edge, or somebody's come out the middle, and we gotta E-Rob or Mark coming in there full speed, head first. You know what I mean? Mark coming head first, bam. You know what I mean? Without us getting there, stepping up and getting that, and the play won't get off. But that's stuff that don't get seen.
Okay, I got another question along those lines, though. We got to talk about we get a lot of complaints from defenders that running backs drop their heads. How do you feel about that?
In protection?
No, just in general, because you guys are running the ball. You guys are running the ball.
I'm not gonna act here act like I don't understand. I do. Okay, I agree. You
do. Do you think it should be called out when it's usually not?
I think that if we're calling against the defense, we should call against the offense. So, yes.
Do you think the game is swayed towards offensive players?
I think, yeah. Not the game is swayed. I think in some situations, like targeting might be because you guys are. It depends. Like if we're catching the ball, then you do have a defensive receiver who's kind of looking at the ball, and you guys have all the control at that point because y'all looking at where to hit this guy at. Right. We don't. Like we're looking at the ball to reel it in, catch it. You know what I mean? They say you catch with your eyes, then your hands.
Right.
You gotta catch with the ball with your eyes, then you look in, then you're seeing what it is. You guys aren't looking at that. If the ball is not a pick, interceptional type of ball, you guys looking at where to hit this guy so he can't get it. So either I'm gonna hit him in his head, his chest, his legs, anywhere. So I mean, I guess in those ways, but like running the ball, it goes both ways. Yeah. It's like we're looking to put our shoulder down and hit just same as y'all looking to put our shoulder down and hit this dude on the goal line too at that.
Right.
So I mean, I guess it depends in certain situations.
Would you want penalties called for guys hitting lower extremities?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because there are some wide receivers who feel like
receivers. I mean, like I assume people are gonna hit me low because I'm a bigger back.
Right.
I hurdle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. Just jump over.
Yeah.
Just jump over him.
Yeah.
Right. Like I think that's the fun part of the game. You know what I mean? It's chess, not checker. Then I mean, like when I'm turning this corner and I see this DB, he got two things he's gonna do. You know what I mean? If I see him coming at me and then going low, okay, I'm gonna go high. If he coming to get me straight on, then I'm gonna lower my shoulder and hit him.
Where did the hurdle come from? When did you start hurdling guys?
I think high school.
High school?
I think high school.
Was your coach mad at you when you first did it?
No, it wasn't until college. But they actually made a rule for me in high school that I couldn't hurdle in high school.
You couldn't hurdle in high school?
Couldn't hurdle in high school. It was a Najee rule. And then when I left, they
the state made the rule?
The BV, I was in the Bay Valley Athletic League. Yeah. They said I couldn't hurdle. Man, I went to college. I hurdled, Saban. You can't do this 22. This isn't high school. And then like later on, he kept seeing me do it. And he was like, you know what? You can do it, but just make sure you be safe.
Successful a couple times. I'll let you do it.
I mean, one time I hurdled and like a couple times and I landed on my neck.
Oh, wow. So be careful, okay?
Chess, not checkers, baby.
Yeah. All right, let's go through your highlights. What's your favorite stiff arm highlight that you have in the league so far? Because I have one in particular.
Oh, favorite? See the three. I think the Raiders.
The Raiders.
That's a good one.
Maybe the Raiders.
I like the Atlanta one.
The Falcons one.
Because I feel like you watch his head just bounce off the ground.
And he gets air on the bounce back up too.
So is that a penalty?
Now it is. I feel like they're putting a more emphasis on.
If a defensive player did it, it'd be unnecessary roughness, right?
Yeah.
Probably. So maybe it is a penalty.
You want it to be called a penalty?
No, I just felt bad for after because I saw his head bounce off the ground.
Bad?
Yeah, I did. I saw his head bounce off the ground. See, Jonathan Abram, I said his name, but the other dude, Abram, you know what I mean? He's known for laying the boom, you know what I mean? He's a hard hitting guy. Other dude, I felt bad because I'm like, damn, like this probably was his only rep, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean?
So it was a pity.
You know what I mean?
You felt pity.
Yeah, I felt bad.
Take us back.
He's gonna get his get back though.
Take us back to your winning play in the Baltimore game.
Yeah, man. Look, I've been here 2 years, playing my third year, but both years I had a game-winning play. So, let's talk about that one, right? So that one, everybody. I mean, it seems like everybody talked about that play.
Yeah.
On the podcast, but me. You know what I mean? It seems like if I got the ball. So really, it was I wasn't even supposed to do that route. So really, it was a layers protection. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't have nobody came, so I got on my route. And what's 18's name again?
Deontay?
No, on defense for the Ravens, linebacker. They paid him
Roquan,
yeah. Roquan, he's a great player.
Yeah.
So he was playing me close all game. Really, he had a couple plays where he actually deflected the ball at me. He was one on the sidelines, back shoulder, and he actually did a good job of deflecting it. And I got another chance at it. It was crazy on the same side, almost the same play. And man, I saw Kenny scramble outside, and I saw Stevens. I think his name's
Steve Smith.
Sims?
Sims. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I say the same thing.
I know y'all's teammates better than you.
I saw him. Yeah, I saw him because we have a scramble rule, but I just had a swing route, and I just kept rolling up because I keep seeing Kenny coming to me. So like, I'm going like this. If Kenny goes that way, then I'm kind of trailing him like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he went my way, so now I'm trailing him up the sideline. I personally didn't know who he was staring at. I thought he was staring at me.
Do you think he was throwing to you? Because there was somebody else in that vicinity.
That's what somebody said. I saw
somebody else doesn't think he was throwing it to you. So
I don't know. I didn't care.
Yeah,
I didn't
hit
care.
you in the face, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't care. Like, that's more of Kenny question, not mine. I didn't care. Shit.
Well, it was a great play. It was a great play.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say appreciate you. Thank you for coming on, Najee.
Thanks for coming on, Najee. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
That's all right.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks, Najee.
Thank you.
Tickets to the game, merch, meals at iconic restaurants, stays at Caesar's Palace. All this can be yours when you bet with Caesar Sportsbook. Win or lose, every bet earns reward credits, which you can redeem across the empire. Now, if you haven't started yet, register using code OMAHAFULL and then place your first bet. Up to $1,250. If you win, great. You keep those winnings. But if you lose, you'll get your stake back as a bonus bet.
All right, guys, welcome back to Not Just Football. We have a very special guest, Matt Canada, Steelers OC. How you like that? You like the sound of that?
Love it.
Love it?
Best job in the world.
I like it. Shoot, I would love to be Steelers OC. A lot of things come with that, though.
Yes, they do.
How do you handle, like, the pressure of being the Steelers OC and having, a guy like Ben first off and then a guy like Kenny Pickett?
Well, I mean, it's an easy answer to say. It's I do have the best job in the world.
Yeah.
It's a job you would always want to have. And any job like that is going to come with a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure in your job.
Yes.
Everybody has an opinion,
which
is fine. But, you're never going to run from it or be like, I wish I didn't have that pressure. I mean, pressure's a privilege. So I'm fortunate to work with this organization, fortunate to work for Mike T, fortunate to coach the players. You mentioned Ben or Kenny or Mitt. I mean, the entire everybody on offense. I mean, it's a great ride. We've had a evolution of some young guys, and as you've been out here watching, we're older now. We're more experienced now. So it's really fun. It's fun to get to be here and kind of go through that entire process.
What was the biggest difference between Ben and Kenny? I know Ben's a guy who was more of established, and with Kenny, you're kind of teaching. But what are the things that really jumped out in both of those guys?
I mean, I think that's the best difference you could say. I mean, Ben played 18 years. We ran Ben. We were going to do things that Ben had done. That was part of the situation there, which was great. And found a way to get ourselves in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Always want to be better. Always want to do more. Had 4 rookies starting on that offense. As you think back to that, Ben's last year, we had KG, we had Dan, we had Pat, we had Najee. So we had 4 rookies starting. So you had 18-year experience and 4 rookies. So there's a balance there.
Yeah.
And I think, everybody was a challenge, but again, there's a whole bunch of good. We found a way, and always got to get better. And then you talk about Kenny coming in and kind of starting, getting going mid-year. You have those other guys who are now second-year players.
Yeah.
Then you look at Kenny. Kenny's a rookie. GP's a rookie. Guys, your little brother was a rookie, had a big role in it.
Yeah.
Jalen was a rookie and had a big role in it. So we've been young, and I think, it's fun to watch those guys, and I think it's fun now to watch kind of build upon that with those guys who are more experienced. So, obviously, it's a huge difference, first-year player to an 18-year vet. So probably too many things to even get into.
So I got to own up to this. Like, I get on the pod and I talk, and I say, like, the offense is vanilla. I do that on purpose because I want going into week 1 to usually just go guns blazing and just freaking light up and say, oh, that was vanilla enough for you. and so you can give me hell for it. But how do you open up the playbook with trusting younger guys?
Well, I think you're seeing that in camp, and obviously we're not talking about that or showing that anywhere else. But I think in camp you're seeing the plays on the plays. Obviously, there's everybody. We talked about everybody can be an extra. Everybody can draw plays and call plays, and that's true.
Yeah.
But we have to execute them. And last year, we've got guys who have got to get good at this and then get to the next step, and we're seeing the plays off of the plays. You're seeing those in practice. You're seeing guys understand them. You're seeing Kenny unbelievably more comfortable in the system because he's in the system longer and he's a second-year player. I mean, I think systems are what they are. Plays are what they are. But his comfort and his leadership and getting guys where he wants them and seeing things is just more comfortable. He didn't do it wrong last year. He wasn't not capable of that. That's not a true statement. It was just there's more comfort, the speed of the game. And I think watch a whole bunch of rookie quarterbacks from year 1 to 2 across the history of the league and compare what Kenny did. Yeah. Again, we found a way to get there. We didn't do enough. We got to do more. But really, his steps and the kind of the plan we had, finishing up there going 7-2, we were moving the right way, and now we've really taken a big jump. None of it matters till the season, though. So we'll just keep moving along till we get there.
What's the communication look like on a game day between all the different positions? Are you communicating more with the assistant coaches or, position coaches? Are you having any, communication with players? How does that work?
Well, I like being upstairs to see things, and I like, we've got a great staff. We've got great coaches. So obviously each coach is then on the field with his players. Obviously I've got, I can call the plays. The rules are that way now where I talk directly to Kenny, when we have the ball. Kenny comes off. He has a headset. I can talk to Kenny directly then.
Right.
And then I talk to the coaches. And if there's something I need to talk to a player about or something, that way we can. But for the most part, I just talk to the coaches and Kenny and the coaches and handle their players, and we kind of, move through it that way. But there's been a time or two, a player might jump on the phone and they'll talk about a route or something of that nature. But really, it's mostly just the quarterback and the coaches.
So you talk about routes. Are the wide receivers always asking for routes for themselves?
For sure. Every wideout's always open. And that's the only way to have it. And I think that's you talk about the many blessings we have right now, excitement we have in this offense is we got a bunch of really good players.
Yeah.
A bunch of good, talented players. GP's a really talented player. Tay's a really talented player. We brought in Allen Robinson. My gosh, what a great teammate, what a great leader. But again, a really good player who can make some plays and has shown that out here. Calvin, we got to see just a little bit of him there last week, and you and I have seen him every day out here.
Yes.
And he's a rookie. He'd be another one. Would have been another one of those rookies last year, but didn't get to play. So now we're speeding him up to act like a second-year player with no first-year experience. Gunner's made a lot of plays, and Pat's made a lot of plays. Connor makes a lot of plays. Darnell's come in and been a weapon. So to your question, everybody's open. Everybody wants the ball. And then we've got 22 back there who'd like to go, and as you know, those guys up front would like to run the ball. So, but that's that's not a problem. That's an unbelievable opportunity, and should allow us to be, very creative and very hard to defend and score more points.
And so the O-line, we've had some additions. We look for players to keep ascending. Just speak on that group.
I think it's one of the strongest group on our offense, one of the strongest groups on our team. Again, I think the leadership that those guys have had, you start with Mason inside and just his unbelievable. I think he's a great leader. I think he's a super intelligent football player. He's a talented player, but he gets us. There's a lot of again. You're lined up right across from him a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot. I mean, all the centers you go against. There's a lot that those guys have to do.
Yes.
And when you don't do it, it looks horrific on somebody. Maybe not even him, right? It's so that position is so key in what everybody does in the league or in football. But for us, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
He does a great job. And then look at James. He and James have a year together. I think James coming in last year. Those guys were additions with some experience. Has been great. Chooks has been here for a while, and I think a really, really talented right tackle. And again, now his experience. We're talking about 2 years ago. We were young. Now you're talking. We had a lot of experience right there. Then you bring in Isaac, which is a huge addition for us this year at left guard. I mean, just an experienced guy. Again, you see him a lot, but I think so much of his competitiveness. I'm a huge fan of his. He's not a big talker, but he's a big player. He just plays.
Isaac maybe has said one word to me so far during camp.
He's not a big talker, but I really appreciate his focus and his competitive. And he does, if something's up, he talks.
Yeah.
He wants it to be right. And then, Dan, he took it left tackle, and again, from a rookie, he started every game for 2 years. he's gotten better and better, doing a great job. And then Broderick's pushing him really, really hard. So I think when you look at those guys up front, I think we're doing a good job, and there's a nice battle there. And then Dotson's played a lot of football backing up. We got a good group. I think it's a great group.
Yeah. I feel like when you look at this offense, there's a lot of position flexibility. Connor, there's other players. Is that something you look for in the draft, or, always want to have guys that can play multiple positions?
I think so, but I think, the way our game works, the draft, free agency, you don't always have control of that. So, you've got to, and I think we have a great plan, and we talk, and I mean, we've gotten the players we've wanted, and getting the guys we got in the draft this year was great.
Right.
Look at Darnell coming in and kind of what he can do as a blocker and a threat, and there's some different guys. So, I think flexibility is great. Connor is, I know he's a little brother, but his flexibility is really impressive to me. He can run routes, he can block, he can run. What is he? He's not really a specific anything, but he's really, really good at a lot of things. And he's a huge part of our offense because of that. So I think when you have that, you've got to find ways to use it. And on defense, are they doing this or this? If I'm only a run blocker, you guys, here we go. If I'm only a pass catcher. So I think flexibility and being able to do different things is huge, and I think we got guys that can do that. And I think our buy-in has been great, and our excitement to just do what's best for the offense is what we've seen too, and that's been good.
Yeah, but along that, I want to say, how do I get a play call from?
I was going to say the question's coming, Matt. Is when can Clamps Heyward here get a shot at a catching a pass? Connor, you're letting Connor catch passes and run the ball.
This is the first time I've been on the show, and this is the first time he's ever mentioned it. So obviously, we'll get right on it. I'll get right up there. We'll get it scripted for tomorrow.
The second he got 2 picks, you were done, man. Yeah. He was going to start asking for it. He was.
This is how we do it. We do a jet sweep with Connor.
Yeah.
Give him the ball, and then he throws it to me in the end zone.
There you go.
Heyward to Heyward.
That'd be big.
What a connection.
We'll draw it up. Sounds
Heyward,
like you got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, Heyward to Heyward.
You talk to Coach and make sure.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Let me know.
I'll talk to Mike T and see how it goes.
Yeah, let me know.
So I hear you're a crawfish guy. Is that true?
No, not really.
Not really?
Not really. That's bad information.
Oh, thanks, Angela.
That's bad information.
So you're not a foodie?
Not really.
Not really?
No, I mean, she's probably talking about I lived in Louisiana. I've got a tremendous friend from Louisiana who comes up and cooks.
Okay.
We had a great party, a great staff party, and he brought a lot of good food.
And I wasn't invited to the party.
You're not staff.
Keyword.
Wait.
You're not staff. You're not staff.
I go to Steeler party every year.
They need to have boundaries. There needs to be boundaries, and you are not a part of that.
Your party was after, and next year you're invited.
Okay.
I made a mental note of that when you did that. That's fine.
Okay.
But anyway, it's great food. Like I'm just not this, but I like the food from down there, and it's a good time, good fun.
Favorite place in Pittsburgh?
Favorite place in Pittsburgh?
Or restaurant in Pittsburgh?
Favorite restaurant in Pittsburgh? I'm not, like you said, probably Napa Prime.
Napa Prime. Ooh, shout out.
Good
Napa
call.
Prime.
That's a good call, though.
I took him here. He couldn't.
Yeah, I've not been the same. I've not been the same since, honestly. I've just not been the same.
That's where I go there with Coach Dunbar. That's kind of why we like to hang out there.
What do you think of Coach Dunbar?
He's a good man. He's a good friend. The good thing about Coach Dunbar and I is we got really different. He's got you guys up front doing all the stuff you do. And we just, just got a good friendship. It's been great.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed hanging out with him. We enjoy. It's a good deal for us.
So, and you've been a lot of places. Mm-hmm. What got you into coaching in the first place?
Just not being able to play anymore. I mean, always loving the game, always loving to be around it. I went to Indiana and kind of got banged up. I wasn't going to be able to play, and had Bill Mallory was our head coach, and I kind of had a dream or a want to be a coach. And when that happened, I went in and said, Coach, I'm not going to be able to play college, and I'm not going to be able to be a coach. And Coach Mallory has passed, and great man, but it's one of the epic moments in my life. I mean, he didn't come across the table, but I thought he was going to. He said, "We don't say can't. If you want to be a coach, you're going to coach." And literally that day, I started being a student coach, and I was in every staff meeting but 2 for the next couple of years. I became a GA, and had a long jobs here and there, and part-time. My first job at Butler, I made $5,000, so I had a part-time job so I could coach. And but I got that. I mean that. I got the greatest job in the world.
Yeah.
There's nothing else I'd rather do, and there's whatever. But it's a great gig. We got great guys to coach. We got a great staff. You can talk about Dunbar. We just good guys to be around. So I got a great job.
When you think of a guy like T.J. Watt, what do you think?
He's hard to block. I mean, I'm a huge, for my TJ Watt, so I was at Wisconsin, I recruited TJ. Talk about that. Talk about offensive plays. I was the area coach, and we recruited him as a tight end to start with. And then he got moved. So I'm
How did you feel about that move? They took your player you recruited.
Pretty good. It turned out.
I think they made the right choice. It ended up in a pretty good choice.
That was going to happen. But I'm just saying, I'm glad, I'm glad he's on our team. He's a problem every day. A lot of you guys are problems every day, but he is a problem every day, every play. It's great to have him on our team.
What about Minkah Fitzpatrick?
Feel the same way. Mink's obviously had some things you can feel. Guys like that, you feel them at practice, right? I mean, those guys are, all pro, unbelievable players, and you feel them in practice, no matter what drill we're doing, no matter what we're doing. From 7 shots to today in team, I think Kenny scrambled today, and all of a sudden Minkah pops up. I mean, he's just such a smart football player. He's unbelievably talented physically. But I think, and it would be the same with him. I mean, he's just so smart. I mean, Minkah is he just has the ability to see it all, and he makes us better.
Yeah.
Kenny spends a lot of time talking to him. I talk to him. I think there's the things that all you guys see as we get through. We're almost out of camp. I think to have really smart guys on the other side and be able to use that for our advantage is a good thing. So I'm glad he's with us too.
You brought up camp. What's the one thing you brought to camp that you couldn't live without?
I'm pretty easy. I didn't bring anything. I brought nothing. I got nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Not a toothbrush? Nothing?
I got that. But I got, as far as that's something
the hat.
special.
The hat's got to travel.
I got a lot of hats.
You're a hat guy?
I got my hats.
Okay.
I got my hats, yeah. I got my hats. I didn't want to come out without it, So, yeah, that's probably it, I guess. Probably my hat.
Okay. Have you always been a hat guy?
Once I went bald, I had to be a hat guy. And there's a reason I'm a hat guy. Really, and I'm only a hat guy when normally out in the sun.
Yeah.
Just trying to be smart that way. And a baseball hat's not always look great, so I just kind of started doing this and have kind of rolled with it.
It's style.
Yeah. It's been kind of
what I've done. It's got some flair to it.
There you go.
We know what to get them for Christmas now.
That's right.
A bunch of hats.
That's right.
There we go. You want a fedora too?
Sure, whatever you got. I'll wear it. You buy it, I'll wear it.
Favorite football movie?
Probably remember the Titans. My kids love that.
Is there any coach you identify with or resonate with?
Not specifically. I've been asked that a lot. I think I really feel fortunate the coaches I've worked for. I mean, Coach Mallory was my initial coach, and I learned so much from him. But we had an awesome staff, and I learned. And then, so I really, at some point, somebody taught me you want to take from every guy. Like you mentioned Dunbar. Like there's things, and I guess specific on anybody, but like there's things coaches do that I really try to watch and say, like, when I see a guy coaching you, if I'm not, like, how does he capture you? And I really try, and I've done that. And obviously, I'm old now, but I've tried when I was young to just take a little bit from each guy. So, I mean, there's certain guys that obviously have been more influential than others as I've moved up the ladder. But I'm just really fortunate to be around great coaches. I wouldn't want to be specific to one.
I want to bring up, so you recruited TJ, and we had TJ on earlier. TJ, he's a very confident person.
Right.
He brought up that he played quarterback in high school.
Yeah.
And now he thinks he could go back in high school, go to a team in Texas, and take it to the state championship. How do you feel about TJ playing quarterback in high school?
I'm all for it.
You're all for it?
Could he do it, though?
I would never doubt TJ Watt. I'll say that.
We're all doubting TJ.
Yeah,
you're being
no
nice.
way. There's no way you can go back to high school today and do it.
Yes.
No way.
I mean, I'm saying he's pretty. I'm not sure he's dropping back, chucking it 40 times a game.
Well, that's
what we're saying.
That's what he thinks he can do.
That. I'm saying you put him in a position that you'll probably find a way to win.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's going to throw the ball. The offense would be a little different than maybe his vision and my vision of what he'd be doing at quarterback is different.
I would agree with that.
But I believe he'd be successful.
Yeah.
A lot of bubbles, right?
Yeah.
A lot of bubbles. A lot of zone reads.
Quarterback run.
Yeah, with TJ, he's played high school kid, just run that thing every snap.
He'd be quarterback run.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, quarterback run and maybe like a
yeah.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to win. That's all we're trying to do is win.
I mean, what's his stats going to look like with you?
TJ?
Yeah.
Playing quarterback?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Tough as he is, I don't know, 25 carries or something like that?
25 carries.
And honestly, he'd probably be handing on, it'd be a real quick game. You'd love it.
You'd
love it. You'd love being on defense on that one.
Yeah.
Because it'd be 10-plus play drive. You do just what you're always saying you want us to do.
I do like that. When the offense is on the field, I am cool.
Right.
I am cool being on the sideline. Let's get that straight right now.
Good.
All right. Well, I want to say thank you to Coach Kenna. Thank you so much for coming on, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of Not Just Football, special edition, the Christian Kuntz Roast. Are you ready today?
This isn't a roast. These guys are going to back me up today.
No, they knew about the roast.
No,
we
they're
knew
in on
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
They're in on it.
You were supposed to back me up.
That was part of the plan to make you feel.
So that brings
comfortable
us to our
as possible.
first question.
I got to go. They're calling my name.
First question. We took a team survey, and can you tell us who has the most punchable face on the team?
Mason Rudolph.
Why?
Mason's my guy, but I just think he's got a punchable face. He's just,
Okay.
he's too good looking.
What about you, Boz?
I'm going with Kuntz for sure.
What about you, Press?
Press, you better not say me, I swear to God.
I hate to say this, but I gotta say Mason too.
Oh,
Yes, thank you.
well, according to our
No,
stats, Christian Kuntz was voted.
that's not true.
Do you believe that?
Who took the poll? It sounds
Nobody.
Like
He
only you
made-
took the poll.
I took the poll, but it's
Was
a
it-
very underrated take. But look at that face.
It's not punchable.
It is.
I could see Mason being more punchable.
It's not punchable. It's not punchable.
Yeah,
So what do you guys think about the long snapper position in general? Like, do you think it's underrated, or do you guys even care about it?
Very underrated. Greg Warren, when he was here, basically his attitude was, if you never talk about the long snapper, you're doing your job.
Right.
So, I mean, I just based it off that. If you hear a lot about Christian, he's probably not doing a good job. So,
Yeah,
we haven't heard a lot about him.
Just on the south side, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'll agree with that because like this is one of those positions, just like Boz said. You know it's a bad day if you got to call a long snapper's name out.
Yeah.
But I mean, we do hear Christian's name a lot, but it's just mostly because he's taking a lot of heat on and off the field.
Right.
But he comes with the right mentality every single day to just take it. I'm not gonna lie.
So is that heat warranted though? Like,
No.
I feel like he kind of likes it though. Like I feel like he kind of likes when Mike T's on him about everything and, always joking around with him, talking about, everybody else got a day off, Christian got to keep working.
so I got a question. Who's paying for his jerseys?
I feel
Because
like
I
they
see
got
some of them, and I just like TJ McConnell has a jersey. Like, where are these jerseys coming from?
That was a
He's paying
gift.
for him.
That was a
TJ
gift.
McConnell, the basketball player,
Yeah,
has
that was
Yeah,
a gift.
he
He's one
wore
of
it
my
into
best
a
friends.
game.
That was a gift.
So y'all went to
Best
high
friend,
school.
we got to ask him about that.
Yeah, best friend debatable.
Was it a gift that you had to buy or did he buy it?
He gifted it to me. It was a game-worn jersey.
Oh,
Game worn,
Yeah, that's it.
it was
Not
clean.
a mark
so
on it.
not a mark on the jersey.
it was clean.
All right, I got to bring up another question. Madden's coming out, right?
Oh.
And
He already knows.
he already knows.
He already knows.
Here we go.
There's been some pictures floating around of a certain somebody. Our guy Pressley Harvin.
That Presley's no longer here.
Okay, Cam shared the picture.
Yeah.
Have you thought about suing Madden for?
So I got a funny story
I've
about
seen
it.
last year's. I haven't seen this year's.
I wound up seeing it early last year, and I saw it floating around Twitter. So I got DY's. I got DY to reach out to the guy that like does all of the performance stuff and all of that for ratings. And I literally texted him. I was like, "Hey man, like this is Pressley Harvin here. Just want to say like."
There's a side angle picture too that
I
Cam
mean,
shared.
I
that
couldn't
was-
tell if that was me or Dotson in that picture. But
that
I mean,
was-
it was bad. I texted the dude and he was like, "Hey man, don't have no problems trying to fix it. Just how did you get my number?" He was trying to worry about how I got his number, and I told him, I'm like, man, like I got connections, but we got to get this taken care of because I do not
Swipe right
look
on
like that.
Swipe right on that picture if you can. I don't know if it's on there. Cam sent another one, a side profile that
It was bad.
I thought it was edited. I thought it was edited. Honestly.
Yeah, I
I
seen
thought
that.
someone edited it.
Dude, I would sue them.
I mean, the legs look about right, but not the back side or the front side of that stomach.
Yeah.
It looks pretty bad.
All right, so since we got some special teamers up here, what's the difference between punting and kicking in September and in December?
Ball don't fly as far later in the year. Obviously, it gets colder, so that that ball doesn't compress as much. So a little bit less hang times, a little bit less distance, but I mean, it still flies the same.
Yeah, it's one of those when it gets cold up here. it does change the game for me too. And it's just one of those things where you got to let your form do the work and not focus on trying to hit, a 5-0 plus ball or whatever. I just try to focus on getting the ball to the right direction. And, it is harder to do, especially because when it's cold here, it also gets a little bit windy and stuff. But just having a different mentality of having a different drop, ready for it, and, drop the nose down a little bit more, drop the table down some, and, just let it fly.
Is it harder for you?
Definitely. I mean, the ball feels.
Nobody believes what you're saying. All right, back to the Christian
It's definitely
Kuntz
harder for
roast.
me if anyone wants to hear. The talent's scarce. Don't touch it. Don't touch the talent. It's harder. Just get it done.
Back to the Christian Kuntz roast. You played a little bit of outside linebacker, right?
Yep.
Could you
8
go
years
in
ago.
an NFL game and get a sack right now?
No chance.
Not now.
Preseason or regular season?
Preseason
Either.
week 1, yeah.
Yes.
I don't know about week
Yes.
3
Preseason, you can get it done,
Yes,
right?
I get it done.
Regular season,
No.
why?
Talent.
That's honesty, though.
Honestly,
yeah.
guys are freshly new to the pro game, and they're pretty gassed in the fourth quarter when I would be in a preseason game. So, I'm serious. When would I be I'd be in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
At linebacker, and that would be my time. As you remember in 2019 when I was here as a linebacker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, were you in the?
Yeah.
You were in the room?
Yeah. You
I don't remember.
When
No,
at
I don't
Carolina?
remember you.
Carolina.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask
I
TJ
remember.
about you in the room too.
He remembers.
He remembers.
Nameless great
We
faces.
remember Christian Kuntz.
He didn't
Don't you
agree with
remember
that.
when I was in the linebacker room in 19?
I mean,
No, I wasn't.
All right, I got another question on that topic. Could TJ go back in high school as a quarterback and lead a team to a state championship?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Right now?
Right now.
Oh, right now, yeah. Who's tackling that man?
How many wins at Duquesne am I getting?
If you played quarterback,
How many wins did Duquesne would he get?
4.
They only got 3.
How many wins did you guys have overall
Did y'all play here?
at Duquesne?
I was part of a team that first went to the FCS playoffs there. FCS playoffs.
oh, they're not 7-on-7 there? Or like, what
Oh,
Damn, Spence! That is a shot. No, it's not 7-on-7. We actually played against Coach Tomlin's William and Mary in the playoffs.
Big whoop.
What was that score?
51-49.
Shootout.
So you were on a
Bad day
defense.
to be on the defense, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the home run derby coming up. Who's gonna win tonight?
You know you want to say you.
I'm not. I think the field's going to win over the quarterbacks. I'm taking the field.
You taking the field?
Field tonight. No quarterbacks winning tonight.
What's
It's
the
field.
under?
8.5. It's set out from what I heard.
Jesus.
That's Vegas.
Home run.
My God.
That's straight from Vegas.
So they're setting lines for the home run
Yeah,
derby.
for the 8.5 homers.
Who you guys taking?
I'm going Pickett.
Solid choice.
If Mitch goes, I think I'm going to go with Mitch.
Ooh,
He's the
last year it came
underdog
down
in
to
this.
Mitch and
It came down to
he was the
Mitch and Kenny
quarterback.
last
Highsmith
year.
hitting?
yeah.
I like Highsmith.
TJ was in it for a little bit.
I think Highsmith's the most underrated
fell off.
softball player on the team.
Yeah.
I do.
That's a good call.
Who's the best cornhole player on the team, though?
Ooh.
Who do you think, Press?
Press, that's a dumb question.
I'm going to go with his bestie over here.
No, because he knows.
No.
I played a lot of cornhole with Christian. He's pretty good. I ain't going to lie. He's the best in the room, in my opinion.
No chance.
Is he the best on the team?
No.
Yes.
Who's the best on
Who's
the
better than him, though?
Me.
No, you're not.
I don't
We
know.
go back and forth every time we play.
team? Oh.
The series, I'm up in the
No.
series.
What's the score?
It's got to be like 8-3.
See,
We ain't play all year.
he's just making up numbers on the spot.
I made it up, but it's close.
So it's not,
TJ can
not a
attest.
running
Over a
count here.
year,
Not a
yeah.
running
TJ
count.
can attest to
No.
that. T, yes. So
Also,
he's
you've
shaking
been
his head.
honest about getting a sack and whatnot, so I'd assume that you're probably telling the truth. You can play cornhole.
This has been straight
Yeah,
honesty.
this is honesty here. This is
So did any of you guys have any pregame superstitions?
No.
No?
what's your pregame superstition?
I don't think so either,
I
no.
have to make a music playlist for every game.
You have to make a new one?
Every
Yeah,
game.
every game.
Wow. I
Is it
listen
true
to
he
the same
controls
ones.
the music?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it
trash.
is.
Oh, yeah. He
Wait.
does, yeah.
Whenever Boz
Hey.
gets off,
18 hours before the game, what do you mean no?
Yeah, I get on the
You get
music,
on
and then
first.
as soon as he gets there, I'm off of it.
Okay, so Cam
Yeah.
controls the music
Oh, yeah.
now?
Yeah.
It's his speaker. His,
Yeah, my speaker, my rules.
Yeah.
My house, my rules.
Seniority.
It's not your house.
Wait,
Ray Beard says that.
It's not.
what music do you like to listen to?
Morgan Wallen, and that's about
Morgan
it.
Wallen?
I like Morgan Wallen.
about
I like
it.
some
That's it.
Eminem,
That's it.
some old school Eminem.
Eminem? My gosh, you want your lungs never listen to Eminem?
It's badass.
Okay.
It is.
Okay. You calm down over there, Cheddar Bob.
Cheddar Bob?
Shout out to Matt Sexton. That was the best rookie performance ever at Heinz Field. Remember we did that?
What did you do for your rookie
He
show?
came out.
What year was your rookie year?
8 years ago.
It was a long time ago. I don't know. We did some skit.
Thought you were in year 3.
What skit did you do?
What he's saying is he needs to sing.
No, I'm done with the rookie show.
You got
did
no
do for your
choice.
rookie show?
I sang and then I did lookalikes.
You went comedy?
Yeah, I went comedy. Yes.
Comedy.
We had some good pictures. We had a fat O-line, so it was easy to talk about them.
Rude.
Nice.
What'd you do, Boz?
When I was with the Texans, we did a skit making fun of the strength coaches and stuff, and then I had to sing my school's like fight song or whatever.
You want to sing it right now?
No, I don't remember it. No chance.
I played the saxophone.
You played the saxophone?
Yeah, I played the sax with a group of guys that couldn't sing, so we wound up getting booed because of them.
Oh,
That's a pretty good talent, though.
I don't remember you playing the saxophone.
I think he
did.
needs to play it again.
You should play it.
I don't got one now.
So you do the saxophone and you do the piano?
Yeah,
What are you better at?
saxophone.
But you did the piano for the fashion show, right?
Yeah.
What
I
song
did.
did you do?
I did a song by Drake called "Look What You've Done." It was like the first song I learned how to play on the piano.
Oh. When did you learn how to play the piano?
My dad, grandma, granddad, just about music always in my family, so I wound up learning when I was younger. I had to
Can you
teach
tell me what you
myself
played?
though.
What you played in middle school?
I played the tuba,
Oh, of course.
I played the bass, double string bass, and bass guitar.
6'6" bass player in 8th grade.
Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
chill out, bro.
He was the only football
Grown
player
man
in
with
band.
a goatee playing the bass. in
You
8th
just
grade.
played the flute.
I just didn't play. No, I
played
didn't
the
play.
flute.
I didn't play an instrument. No. 6'5" in the 8th grade. Nice job.
Back on topic. Favorite sports movie of all time?
Old school Space Jam.
Oh, wait.
Old school?
Old school?
The old one.
Yeah, there's
Don't they have a new one?
Okay, I thought you were saying
Yeah.
old school and
and
Space
Space
Jam.
Jam.
No,
That's what I
the
thought.
old one.
the old Space Jam.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Remember the Titans. Classic.
Wow. Who do you see yourself as in that movie?
Bertier.
Because you got hit by a car?
Wow. No.
That's too much.
No.
Why do you see yourself as Gary Bertier?
Strong side.
Or are you more like the Ryan Gosling where you get kicked off the field and you have to give your position away?
Phelps.
Yos! Yos! Take my boy off the field.
Bertier.
Bertier. No, you're the other guy. You're the
Petey, the running
no,
back.
you're the guy who gives up the tackle.
That's messed up.
Dean. Dean, you're Dean.
Oh, the guy who stopped blocking?
Yes.
That's messed up. Jesus. That's bad.
I'm not Dean.
That's wrong.
Bertier.
All right. What about you, Press?
I'm gonna say Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights. Wow, are you a Boobie Miles fan?
I don't know, man. That was just like one of the first ones I watched, and I just like that one.
Wait,
more
how
than
are you?
the other.
How old are you? What other sports movies have you seen? If that's
Radio.
Radio.
Blindside?
I've seen The Blind Side.
Whoa.
That one's in the, that one's
How
in
do
the
you guys
mix
feel
at
about
this point.
Blindside right now?
I feel a little bit.
I feel blindsided.
I feel like we need a little bit more information. I feel like we need more information first before we start pointing fingers at what really happened. But
Did you believe the
unfortunate.
story when you first heard it?
Oh, I 100% did. 120% did.
Okay. Wow.
Poor Michael Orr. They made it seem like he couldn't play football, and then all of a sudden he met them, and he was a great football player.
All right. Let's talk about, you guys made some headlines when training camp first started, right? You guys brought the massage chair. Is it actually being used?
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day, $20. You want to come up? $20.
$20 you're charging people?
Yeah.
You're a jerk.
He's not charging them because it's not his.
Oh.
I'm just getting
charging
the
him.
interest.
But I hope he's collecting all of the checks because we need to get that payment
Wow.
ready to go.
Who
But
came
yeah,
up with this idea?
I did. I had it in the basement since rookie year, and I was getting tired of looking at it in the basement, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to bring it to training camp and just let some guys use it. A couple of the guys get in it, they can fit in it, but offensive and defensive line has a hard time.
You guys brought golf clubs too. Who's the best golfer
All right,
in the group?
here we go.
Me.
Wow, that was easy.
It's Boz.
Oh, is Boz
It's
the
not
best golfer on the
questionable.
Because he was
No.
Who
No,
is Boz the
no.
best golfer in the
there were
team?
pretty
No.
few guys that
He's
were pretty
close
good
up
at the
there.
tournament.
Pat P,
Pat P.
Braden Mann,
Braden's good.
and
as
then I
hell.
picked me.
Ooh, okay. Funniest guy on the team.
KZ.
A lot of people say KZ.
Yeah.
KZ's pretty funny, man.
I'm gonna say KZ too.
Guy who thinks he's the funniest in the team.
DeMarvin.
Kuntz.
Leal,
No,
for
I'm
sure.
saying you.
Cam.
Yeah, you.
Cam.
I do think I'm funny, but
Yeah.
There's some pretty funny comments in team meeting.
Is Georgia Tech a basketball school or a football school?
It's an engineering school. It's neither.
Basketball.
Basketball.
I'm gonna say basketball. I mean, you can't deny guys like Chris Bosh that went to the league and had success. I mean, I would say football, but that would be selfish.
You guys
So,
have Calvin Johnson.
we do. We got other greats too, like Pressley Harvin, but
didn't play in college for like 20 years.
Very true.
I mean,
Very true.
Like,
I think we're a basketball school.
Do you think Duquesne should go down in the league and be?
Dude, that's so disrespectful.
I feel
just
like
told
they
you we
should
made
play
the FCS
independent.
playoffs.
They should
When
play
you were
years
there,
ago.
that was a long
you
time
They
ago.
made it the years after, and they made it 2 years after.
So the last couple years, are they good or?
They've been competitive.
So do
What
you
is-
think you're?
when you say
you can be a
make
good
it-
basketball player?
Yes. Not at Duquesne. That's big time hoops.
Oh,
A10.
man.
Big
time.
time hoops and FCS.
Big time hoops from Duquesne.
well, no, they're
They're in the
A10,
A10,
right? Yeah,
A10.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna finish this up. Last question: if you weren't playing football, what would you be doing?
Sales.
Just sales? Is there like an
sell
industry
shit.
you're going to? Or?
Some kind of sales job.
Okay.
I could sell anything.
Sell me something then. Sell me this mic.
You're on a podcast.
Oh God.
He
Oh,
went full Wolf of Wall
break
Street
it
there
down.
because you there. Yeah.
that's not how you sell
Sold.
it.
Yeah, you're not selling anything.
Conferences.
Sales go off a commission, cuz.
I
would
just
you be
sold a
doing?
mic.
My dad had a painting company, so I'd probably just be home working with him, running that.
I like that.
I would have worked on cars or rather something musician-wise. They always get on me because I got my cars always in the shop.
Okay, so what about your cars, Press?
Everybody hold their breath.
All right. Yeah, I can teach them how to sell some stuff too.
Oh,
But, yeah, I mean, I got a little shop called Fourth Down Customs. I wound up opening it up my senior year of college while I was going for the draft. Just do a lot of cosmetic stuff, wheel caliper paint, small decals, LED lighting, underglows.
well, that's been not just football with the specialist. Thanks.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
I might sit here forever.
He doesn't usually have the
Right at me.
spotlight
You're
on
done.
him, so
Get up.
No, I don't want to go anywhere.